Hello, everybody. Back by Vegas for more stuff. And today, I gotta lock in because it's time for a long drive. Oh, wait, one sec. Hey guys, sorry about that. I received a call from the missus, my girlfriend, right as I started up. And I'm glad that was the timing of it too. Okie doke. Wait, let me make sure I have my GPS working. Yeah, I do. Okay. Alrighty, let's go. So it's New Year's Eve right now. It's 10:24 p.m. I have to get to my girlfriend's house so that I can kiss her and help her because she's not feeling well. So this is an urgent mission, Penguins. We're on a secret urgent mission to save the most important penguin of all. And another beloved penguin is hosting a New Year's party, and that's why I'm not already there, is because I stopped by this New Year's party, and I've never been before. So, it was a good experience to have gone. But I can't stay, because I gotta go on my penguin rescue mission. It's really fun. I went to Basil's New Year's party, and, I saw Soren there. We're big Soren fans. It was really fun. But I wasn't there for very long. I really wish I could have stayed, but, again, this is the most important Batpeg mission that we've ever been on. Forget saving the Koholint Island. Forget saving the castle from Quick Quest and vanquishing the 3 evil knights. Forget cleaning up the mess in Delfino Plaza. The most important penguin mission of all time is on our hands. It's upon us, among us, if you will, if one will, if you will. And everybody, we're driving. Everybody, we gotta practice safe driving today. We gotta practice safe driving today, everybody, because it's New Year's Eve. So we gotta be careful of all the drunks, of all the drunk drivers, Okay, everybody? We gotta be careful. We gotta lock in. Okay? I'm turning on my defroster. But I want to keep it low because I don't want the car to get too hot. I just don't want my window to fog up. And I know that it will if I let it. So, Penguins, there's so much to talk about. I got to see Soren, and that's exciting. And I just thought, okay, what do I have to say? Sorry, I had to focus on driving. There was a moment right there where, some people had to merge into a lane, and it was a little bit muddy because there's a truck pulled over on the side of the road. It's 2 lanes big, and there were people slightly ahead of me on the right, and the vibes were that I let them go. So, I had to be careful. But yeah, I had some drama, not really bad drama, but, just drama with some people over college. I wasn't super involved. I was just kind of involved. And so, I told those stories, and that was kind of all I did. And then it was time to go, just about. But it was nice to see everybody. It was nice to see Soren and Basil, because I don't see them as much as I wish, Big fans of them Penguins. But yeah, so I went to that party, had a good time. I So for Secret Santa, I got like a giant case, not case, but a bag of like tons of the tiny little fruit candies that you get when you leave like Chinese restaurant or just an Asian restaurant of some sort, you know? So I brought that bag to the party and gifted it, basically. I don't think anybody else knew I was leaving it, but I'm leaving it. I left it. I'm not leaving it. It's gone. It's there. Guys, the fog is so thick you can't see the next light. I'm like driving into the fog. I'm driving into Silent Hill right now. Wait, you literally can't see. This is crazy. Like, wow. Like, you can't see forward, backward, or to the side almost. You can see, like, the road where you are, and you can see the lights of the car in front of you, but nothing else. This is insane. Dude, I really gotta practice safe drive. People are gonna die. It's New Year's. They're gonna be driving drunk. Everybody practice safe driving and don't drive when it's scary out, okay? I gotta get over. I pray, yeah, this car in front of me, or sorry, not in front of me. This car behind me is letting me get over in front of them. Dude, where is the road? Oh my gosh. Oh, I have a green arrow. Alrighty. Guys, this is terrifying. Well, not actually, but it's like crazy. Like I've never driven in these conditions before. What I do know though is that turning on your high beams doesn't help. People assume it will, but it just ends up hitting the fog like your light does, and it just doesn't help it. It doesn't help you see. It's a little bit less foggy where I am now. I hope it'll dissipate more as I like get farther away from this area. But that was crazy. That was crazy, everybody. That was crazy. I hope there are no red lights because I'm trying to go quick. But if there were a red light, I would be appreciative of it because, and there is one. The last possible light has turned red. Oh, actually, that's not true. There's one after this. But, I'm taking off my jacket because it's like, I'm warm. But yeah, Penguins, oh my gosh. Awesome. I took it off and then the light became green. And it seems that the fog has largely dissipated where I am, so it seems a lot safer right here. Sorry that I'm just talking about driving. I know this doesn't make for the most amazing, beautiful PEGCAST, but it does make for a living bat peg, and it makes for a successful rescue mission of the most beautiful girl I have ever seen in my whole life. The fog is back. The fog is returned. And I gotta merge. Awesome. I got over. Things are looking okay. And we're on the road. So, yeah. Went to the party. I already talked about that. Before the party, I was playing Pikmin. And I've come to realize that all that stuff I was saying about Ice Pikmin, I don't know that I even agree with it. Like that they're too overpowered and stuff, and that I don't enjoy using them. I think the real thing is that Ochi is so strong. Because you just charge with Ochi, and then, you know, when you charge with Ochi, they friggin' die. But the times when you don't have Ochi are when the battles get tough. This person in front of me is driving 20 miles below the speed limit. in fog on the highway. Hello? I'm merging over. I'm not trying to get smashed into from behind. Hello? Girl. You gotta drive a little bit faster. But yeah, so that's really all I have to say about Pikmin for now. I don't think I'll be talking much about Pikmin, but yeah. I'm super excited to see my girlfriend, but where the problem comes in is that I am going straight from this party, and I didn't realize at first that I would be able to go see her. And this is my fault, but basically, I thought I was going to have to drive someone home after the party, right? And, if I was going to drive them home, that would mean that I would have to be at the party after midnight, which would mean that I wouldn't be able to go see my girlfriend. I found out later that I actually would not have to take this person home because they were having a sleepover, which apparently happens like every time. They always have a sleepover. But I didn't know that when I decided what I was going to be doing. So I had already decided or thought that, like, it was impossible for me to hang out with my girlfriend. So when I found out that I was going to be able to stay over, that my friend was going to be able to sleep over and I wouldn't have to take them, I didn't realize that meant I was going to be able to go see my girlfriend. And because of that, when I went to the party, I prepared to be there until midnight. When, in reality, this is what's happening. I'm driving away. It's currently 10-something, but I'm practicing safe driving, so I'm not going to check. It's 10:36 on my car, which I think that means it's 10:35. I think my car is 1 minute off right now, because I reset it somewhat recently. Because it had gotten to be like 3 minutes off, and I was like, you know what, whatever, because I was just sitting in there waiting. But yeah, so I didn't realize that I was going to be going over. So also, I know I made all those jokes about saving my girlfriend at the beginning. I don't really feel that holier than thou about this, or like it's not stroking my ego. I just want to clear the water, or whatever you call it. I don't actually feel like that's the case. I'm just like trying to be silly. Like, she doesn't need me there. She's her own person, but you know. I got to tell people at this party, though, that she graduated. I got to talk about it with Soren and Basil, which is like always super exciting because I love to talk about my girlfriend. It's my favorite topic in the whole wide world. If you couldn't tell by how she's in every single PEGCAST, I talk about her in every single one. Yeah, but basically, because I didn't know I was going to go, I didn't prepare to go. And I told her that I would hang out with her tomorrow, but I don't have time to go back to my place, grab my Switch and clothes, and then drive to hers, right? So what this means is I have no clothes to change into and no Switch. And we use the Switch to watch our shows, and we also use the Switch to play games. Like tomorrow, I would have had us play Breath of the Wild, because Cammy has been playing a lot of it, and she's beaten all the Divine Beasts. She has all of the towers except one, and then all she has left is like whatever side quests she wants to do, and Ganon, you know? Well, really I should say Hyrule Castle, but... Sorry for the silence, y'all. I just had a little itch in my throat that I had to get with my tongue. I don't know how to describe that. Sorry, I did it again. But sometimes there's just like an itch all the way in there that only my tongue will suffice for. But yeah, I have nothing, so I'm gonna smell bad because of my clothes. I mean, I can shower, and I will, probably. But, you know, I'm just gonna be a little bit gross, and I'm not gonna have any of the stuff we normally do for fun. So, we'll really have to figure out what to do tomorrow. But, yeah. It's nice that I'm driving over there, though, because we've been missing each other. Like, we've seen each other a lot over the break, but only with other people. So, like, in the big group, it was me, Cammy, Kenzie, and Dusty. A big Penguin group, a big Penguin soiree. But we haven't had that much one-on-one time. And we want to just, like, lay down next to each other and talk. You know? We just haven't been afforded that opportunity. Also, Penguins, Dusty was so, like, pushy about getting me out of the party. And I thought that was really sweet. Because she knows how much it means to me to get there on time, and how much it means to Cammy for me to be there. So, you know, I thought it was really sweet that she was looking out for us like that. Also, the fog is, like, gone, basically. And it has been for like, most of this drive. When I was complaining about that guy going, like, under 20 miles an hour under the speed limit, that was basically, like, the end of the fog. So I think that guy will be alright. But I really do feel concerned about how foggy it is, considering the New Year's drivers. Penguins, like, New Year's is a crazy time to drive. Last time I was driving after New Year's, I was in downtown Los Angeles. Like, I don't know what made me be there, but I was there. And I was driving home, and there was this woman who was, like, just stumbling in the middle of the road with a beer bottle in her hand that I think was... Actually, I'm not going to say I think it was full. I'm not sure. But she had this beer bottle in her hand. And, you know, she was, like, going to walk right in front of my car. So I slowed down, and then she kind of slows down, and I just, like, because I was worried she was gonna, like, fall or, like, jump out, because she was clearly, like, not there. Like, she was very under the influence. I was worried, so I stopped, and she started screaming at me. I couldn't hear her, but her mouth was moving bigly, okay? Her mouth was going bigly up and down, bigly moving and yelling, right? And then she threw her beer bottle at my head. And I start to accelerate. I get out of the way as fast as I can, and it hits, like, the back of my car, basically. It hit, like, just behind my back window. Or not my back window. It hit, like, what do you call it? So there's the windshield, right? And then there's the back window. And then you have your passenger seat window. You have, like, the driver's side window. And then behind you, on the driver's side window, there's like the taxi cab passenger type of seat, you know, on the left side of the car. And that's behind the driver's side, if you're driving where I'm driving. So, she threw it and it hit like right behind that window on my car. And I was like, oh my gosh! Somebody threw a bottle at me! So that was crazy. Just goes to show you that even if it's not the cars, like driving on New Year's can be crazy. I made sure not to take the highway that night, because that highway I would not trust with drunk drivers. For all my Los Angeles knowing peeps, the 110 is what I'm talking about. And like, it's the part where it really bends and winds with the LA River. I just like didn't want to drive there, you know? Because if there's a drunk driver and there's wiggling while we're driving like way too fast around the bend, like it's not worth it. It's not worth it. I had a lot of Dr. Pepper, y'all. I drank 1.5 Dr. Peppers today. Because I still have a lot of Dr. Pepper from my leftover meal plan money. I bought 70. I gave away a ton of them. I think I've had 7 so far. 7.5, I think. But I would have to count again. And I'm not going to focus on counting while I'm driving. But, yeah. Oh my gosh, I just totally got lost in thought thinking about my girlfriend. I was thinking about, like, when we get there, maybe we'll, when I get there, maybe we'll, like, take a picture together to say, like, I made it, and send it to the people that were at the party. But then I was thinking, like, maybe she's not up to that, you know? Maybe we just chill. You know? I don't want to put the pressure on her. But sorry I wasn't talking, Penguins. I'm just like, there's so much to do. And I had so much caffeine. I'm like, my brain is going 1,000,000 miles a minute, you know? But yeah. So, I recently, I can't talk about that. That's spoilers. I was going to bring up the most recent episode of Dragon Ball Daima, which is the currently airing Dragon Ball show, where they're all children. All of the characters have been turned into children. And I was going to talk about something that happened in this last episode, and how it was like a cool callback. But I can't talk about all of it. You know what I can talk about, though, is, basically, like, this one character is fighting against the oh god, what are they called? Tatagamis? Maybe? It's like this thing that protects the Dragon Balls. They're like extremely powerful. And this person is fighting against them, and they have a sword, and this character blocks the sword with one finger. And it's like a cool callback reference to when Trunks did that when Goku did that to Trunks. Because Trunks comes from the future, and he turns Super Saiyan, he kills Frieza with his sword. And then Goku comes down, and Trunks is like, I want to test your strength, Goku. And Goku's like, okay. And then Trunks attacks him with his sword, and Goku blocks everything with one finger. And it's like such a cool moment. And they just referenced that in Dragon Ball Daima, which is cool, you know? Really, the show, I mean, I said this before, I think, but the show is just, it's like a children's show with references so that the, like, adults are happy. You know? And, like, I'm happy with the references. They've been pretty cool. I've been having a lot of fun with all the fan service that they've given. The problem is that that's all that I've really had fun with. That's not true. There have been some stupid jokes. Like, after Vegeta beats a guy, he has to do this stupid math problem that's like, this many cookies were given to this person, this many were for this person, this many were for this person, blah, 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 blah. How many cookies was this person able to eat? And then Vegeta was like, well, you said he was a snake, and snake don't eat biscuit, so I'm going to say 0. And then they were like, correct! And it was just like stupid, you know? Everyone was like, oh no, Vegeta's so bad at math, because he's just a big jock. I don't know, man. There's no world where Vegeta should be bad at math. Like, he is smart. Sure, he's from like a warrior class, but he should be able to do basic arithmetic. You know? Maybe he can't do calculus. Maybe they weren't teaching Vegeta calculus. But there's no world where he can't do like addition and subtraction. Oh my gosh, everybody, comment below. What? Actually? Hold on a minute. I'm gonna leave you hanging on that cliff for the comment below. I'm gonna leave you hanging on that cliff. I'm gonna do it when we arrive. So you guys are gonna be hanging on that cliff, waiting to see what the comment down below is for this epic PEGCAST episode. I like the route that it took me on, or the route that it took me on. I don't know which to say. I'm going to say route because it's easier to project. It's easier to project route than route. It just is, it's easier on my throat, on my vocal cords. It takes less effort and strength. But yeah. Something fun happened recently, y'all. I went to my dad's house, and while I was over there, we watched, gosh, what is this movie called? I think it's called Hundreds of Beavers. It might be called Hundreds and Hundreds of Beavers, but I think it's just called Hundreds of Beavers. Such a crazy funny movie. It does not feel like something that should have come out when, like, as recently as it did. It's such a goober movie. Like, it's so funny. It's about fur trapping. I can't even put it into words. Super funny movie. But, you know, I was hanging out with my dad. It's super fun. I love my dad. He's the best. And, you know, he played a lot of Melee with me when I was a kid. And he still, whenever I go over, we play Melee together. I have this, like, little CRT TV. And I'll tell you a story about that in a minute. But I have this little CRT TV. We take it out and we play Melee together. This is all to say, he understands platform fighters, like, pretty decently well. So, before I left, I was like, you gotta see this video. And he was like, what is it? And I just put it on. And it was me playing against Hungrybox. Hungrybox is, like, the second greatest Melee player of all time. So he's, like, super good at Melee. And I was playing against him in Rivals of Aether 2. And I showed my dad the video. And I won. And he was like, no way, dude, you beat Hungrybox. And it just felt really cool to, like, share that with him. Because he was really hyped for me. And it felt cool, you know? Because I haven't really been able to talk about it with anybody that gets it. That, like, understands how that, like, what that means. Like, how crazy good Hungrybox is. But, you know, he's not very good at Rivals. I'm not, like, actually, like, super insane at Rivals or anything. I'm quite bad at the game, honestly. There are a lot of moving parts of it to my character that I haven't quite put together yet. So, like, you know, I'll focus on one thing one match and I'll do pretty well at it, but then I'll, like, have some other pieces missing, and then I'll focus on those pieces and I'll miss the other pieces. So I haven't been able to put it all together yet, and when I get like my big combo starters, I haven't been able to like really net them into combos very well. So I'm like actually pretty bad. It's not to say that I would be bad forever. Like, I definitely have some foundations there that if I build on them could become like really good, you know? But right now I'm pretty bad. But I beat Hungrybox, and it was really cool to get to talk with him about that, you know? I really appreciate it. But basically, I was gonna also talk about the CRT TV. So CRTs are like those box TVs, you know? And I've always said that when I get my driver's license, I'll pick them up. Like if I see them on the side of the road, and then I'll stop, I'll pull over, and I'll pick it up, put it in my car. Since then, I've decided to only take in smaller ones. So ones that are more easy to carry. Like not a huge one, basically, is all I'm saying. But literally, I got my driver's license, and the day after I got it, I drove to my girlfriend's house. It was my first time ever driving with like by myself, with no one else in the car, right? Literally my first time ever driving, and I see a CRT TV sitting on the corner, like right outside my old house, basically. Like, I lived halfway down the block, so you would drive, like, you would get out of the driveway and turn right, and then you would turn right around that corner, and then all the way down that block, at the very end of that block, at the corner, there was a CRT. And I was like, no way. So I pulled over and I picked it up and I took it home. And it works. It's awesome. And it's like pretty small, but not so small that it's like hard to see. It's like a great size. And the top of it has little cutouts for your hands. So you can pick it up and carry it really easily. So I love this CRT. It's been so wonderful. So I just have a CRT, a Wii, the cables, a Wii sensor bar, one Wii remote, and a copy of Super Smash Bros. Melee, a copy of Super Smash Bros. Brawl, and an SD card that'll run Project Plus. So, I just like, it's awesome. It's awesome. We just have our one little game. And whenever I come over, I open my closet and I take that stuff out. I put it on the big dining room table, because there's a dining room table there and we don't eat at it. We all eat at the kitchen table, which is also pretty big. There's there's the inside part of the kitchen, and then, how do I say this? Like, their kitchen is like kind of closed off, but it shares space with their like living room, like the TV room, basically. So it's not like sectioned off like different rooms, but it's not like fully open, you know? So right outside the kitchen, but before the tile ends, I guess you could say, before it becomes like living roomy. There's the like kitchen table, and that's where we eat, unless it's like a big meal. So if it's gonna be like Thanksgiving or Christmas or anything like that, then we'll eat at the dining room table. But otherwise we don't. Otherwise we don't. So I just put the TV on the dining room table, we set it up, plug it in, because there's an outlet like that just reaches, and then we sit there and we play together and we hang out. It's really fun. It's like my favorite thing. You know, I used to play games with my dad so much, and so when I graduated high school, my parents were like, is there anything you want as a gift for like graduating high school? And I had originally said that there was nothing I wanted, but then I I found this, like, it's a wooden engraving of the Melee character select screen. And you got it, like, custom made. Sorry, I have to merge and it's, like, a little precarious. It was custom made, so it would have, like, on the boxes. Okay, the way that the character select screen works is, like, at the bottom half of the screen, there are 4 boxes for the 4 players. And on the top half of the screen is all the characters. And on the bottom half of the screen, in those boxes where it's, like, the players playing, you can input a name, right? So I put in my dad and I's, like, gamer tags that we used when we entered, like, tournaments. And I had that wooden engraved. And that was, like, my gift. Because I wanted to have, like, a physical thing as a memory of, like, this part of my life, you know? Because I used to play with him all the time. And going to college means necessarily that I won't have that same relationship. Not that we won't be as close, like, emotionally, but we won't be as close physically, and we won't be able to play together all the time. So, you know, I wanted to get something to, like, physically memorialize that era. And I love that thing. I love that little wooden, like, plaque, you could call it. Because, I mean, those are the best times, I think, of my life. Because, I mean, I can't say that. It's so hard to say. Because as work has gotten more difficult and stuff, like... No, I think I can say that. Wait, no, I'm crazy. Hold on, I'm stupid. I was thinking, well, I'm with my girlfriend now, though. So I can't say that those are the best times of my life, because now I'm, like, with my girlfriend, and she is the love of my life. But I can't say that, because I was with her then, too. Back in those times, I would, like, hang out with my friends all the time. I would see my girlfriend all the time, because we went to the same high school together. And I would hang out with my dad, and we would play lots of games. So, you know. Those really were, I think, probably the best times. I mean, there are other parts of my life that have been good for other things, right? Like, I really enjoy the way that my relationship with Dusty has changed since we've gone to college. I think our relationship has grown in a really healthy and beautiful way. I think that Cammie and I have also had our relationship grow, although I think she would agree with me that it was better when we got to hang out all the time. Actually, and then also I've made a lot of really good friends in Irvine. You know, you would think it's just, like, my girlfriend and her roommates, but it honestly is a couple more people. Like, I've talked about them on PEGCASTs. I don't know if I name dropped, but I talked about Yuri. I talked about Lois. I've talked about Skylar. You know, I've met some real, like, great people that I'm very happy to know. And I love my cats. And, you know, every time I see them, we have, like, a really good relationship right now. Okay, let me finish this really quick, because I'll probably be talking about my cats for the rest of the drive. There's a lot to be thankful for, and I am, and I'm very grateful. But it's hard for me to say that even with all these wonderful things, like, it's hard for me to say that the best time of my life wasn't when I got to hang out with my girlfriend all the time, and I played games with my friends, and I went on walks with Dusty all the time, and I saw them in school, and high school wasn't, like... Well, actually, it was draining. It did kill me sometimes. But, you know, that was like another great time of my life, probably the best. And then before then, I hung out with my dad even more than I did. And also, we used to do Dokapon Fridays, where we would all get together and play Dokapon Kingdom on every Friday at Dusty's place. And, I mean, if not for my girlfriend, those would be the best times of my life, and it wouldn't be close. Because I just hung out with, like, all these people that I loved, and I had so much fun, you know? It's all I would do, is see the people I loved, you know? So yeah. Right, my cats. So I have this really great relationship with them right now. Milo, like, he loves to cuddle with me, and we've gotten in this routine where, like, oh, it's time to go. We've gotten in this routine where, like, my mom goes to sleep, he doesn't have anyone else to hang out with, and then he comes and, like, howls at my door until I let him in. And then I let him in, and he just comes in and we cuddle. And it's really, really awesome. And we just hang out, and we goof off, and we play around. And then I also have this really, really good, healthy relationship with Rocky right now. Because, you know, he's kind of like he gets really overexcited really easily. Like, we say that he has some kind of mental health issue. Like, if he was a human, he would probably... I mean, he would go to therapy, for sure. And we might even put him on some medication, you know, to, like, help him out. But he's a cat, so you can't really do that just when he, like, has issues. Because they're not a huge deal. He just gets overexcited and then, like, becomes a little aggressive. But he's never, like, bad. He's not going to, like, really hurt you bad. So, Rocky and I have just, like, a great relationship. He doesn't seem to attack me almost ever anymore. And I think it's because I just respect him so much. Like, whenever he asks for something, I just give it to him. And I really try to listen to him, and figure out what he wants. So, you know, like, his favorite thing is when you crouch down on the floor and pet him. Because when you're crouched down on the floor, he knows that you're giving him 100% attention. And that's all he wants, is to be loved. So when you give him that level of attention, he just stops. He stops being mean. So, you know, whereas if he's under the table at dinner, he'll usually be, like, taken away and, like, put somewhere else by my mom and other people. I'll put him in my lap, which is, like, his other favorite thing. He likes to, when you bend down and pet him, like, crouch on the floor and pet him, and when you put him in your lap. So I'll put him in my lap, and everybody will be like, thanks, Jack. And eventually he'll get out of my lap and go, like, bother somebody else, and they'll just take him out of the room. And, you know, I think because of me bending down for him, or, like, getting down on the floor for him, and being nice to him and stuff, and, just really taking his feelings into consideration always, and, like, prioritizing him at all times, he seems to want to pay me back by not being, like, aggressive to me at all. So today I was making a bagel, and he just wanted attention so bad. He's following me around, rubbing up against me, like, really trying to get my attention. And if it's my mom in this situation, he bites her. He bites her ankle. But for me, he, like, got up on his hind legs and, like, put his front paws on my butt and meowed. He went, like, meow, while I was buttering my bagel, you know? And that's just because he's, like, uber sweet, and he doesn't want to, like, bite at me or anything, you know? So we just have this, like, really wonderful, healthy relationship with each other right now. He treats me, like, super well, and I really treat him very well as, you know, in turn. Well, I think it's the other way around. I treat him well, so he treats me well. But it's really heartwarming, you know? So that's another great thing to be thankful for. I'm at the place now, and I'm not going to stay in the car because I'm going to go in and hang out with my girlfriend. It's 11 11:07, I think, because it says 11:08. But I'll check in a second because I'm about to park. Okay. Cool. Turn that off. Turn this off. It is 11:07. Yeah. So my clock is 1 minute off, which means the last time I told you what time it was correct as well. Everybody, comment below, what is your New Year's resolution? Sorry, I'm like getting my stuff ready to leave. Or to leave the car. Because it's New Year's. And I wonder, and if you don't want to share your real New Year's resolution, then you can share a different one. Because like, I have a New Year's resolution, or like you can share a fake one, I'm trying to say. Wait, what is that? Oh, never mind. I see. It's a piece of, oh, what? I'm stuck. My bag is stuck on the seat buckle. I think I got it. Yeah, I got it. You don't have to share your like real one if it's like personal. Because like I have one about my relationship. I have some stuff that I want to do better for my girlfriend, but that's not for the PEGCAST, That's for telling her on New Year's. I know I just locked my car, but I'm going to click the button. There we go. Boom. Locked up. I think I hear a goose. What the heck? It's like midnight. What's happening with the geese? But yeah, so everybody comment below, what is your New Year's resolution? For example, I wouldn't say the one about my relationship, but I could say, PEGCAST, my New Year's resolution is to make better effort to call Dusty and make better effort to text Kenzie, because oh goodness, sorry, I had to burp. I had a lot of Dr. Pepper. Because Penguins, I've been a little bit lacking at both of those. I've not been the best at either. I should talk to those Penguins more. But yeah. So anyways, guys, that's going to be the end of this episode. Like, subscribe, do all the great stuff, and yes, goodbye.